Okay, I want to say something about this. Our guy who's financed all the protests around the U.S. recently, the fake protest, and created a problem we never have. Oh, Mr. George Soros himself has partnered with Google. Okay? Funded fact check service to fight fake news. Bullshit. It's not to fight fake news, because that's all your television set and mainstream media reports is fake news. Lies, propaganda. That's what the government wants. That's exactly what they want. So what this really means is George Soros has partnered with Google, who owns YouTube, to fight against real truth. That's right, to shut truth up. That's what it's really saying. So it should say George Soros, okay, Google partners with Soros, okay, funded check service to fight truth, to stop people from telling truth. That's what this really should say, because that's what it really means. You know how they always flip everything around, upside down from what their real intentions are. The real intentions is to shut truthers up. The real intention is to stop people who are awake from telling the truth. That's what this is about. So that they can carry on their agenda underneath your nose. To take all of your rights from you, to take your freedom from you, to coat and kill you. That's what this is all about. You're looking at a sick psychopath right here who's working with other psychopaths. It's sick. It's disgusting. So what the outcome of this is going to be, they're going to have more funding to hire more people to shut people down that are telling the truth. That's what this is about. To try to stop people from telling truth. This is a time when anybody that's got any common sense in their head, anybody that's got one lick of common sense in their head knows you cannot survive in a world of lies. In a world of deception and lies. In a world of deception and lies, well, you can kiss your country goodbye. You can kiss your freedoms goodbye. You can kiss everything you've ever thought that you have goodbye. Because these sick, twisted, evil, sick people are going to try to take everything away from you. And for anybody that's asleep, you'll fall to your own demise. And for all you employees of Google who think you're doing the right thing for the tool, you're going to help destroy your own family's life. You're going to help take the freedom away from yourselves. And you don't even know you are. You're going to be part of the reason your children won't have a future. You're going to be part of that reason. You're going to be part of the reason that your own life will become destroyed. Because you will help to destroy your very own life. And your children's life. And your grandchildren's life. Through your ignorance. Through your greed. To think that you had to have that tool. That tool, the money. The money. The money. This guy's going to pay you money to destroy your children's life, your grandchildren's life, and destroy your own life. And you're going to willingly go along with it and do it for the tool. And then when you realize that we wasn't lying to you, that we were actually telling the truth, you're going to look in the mirror and realize how stupid you really was. This is the type of stuff right here that needs stopped. This is why we need as much people as possible coming up and start speaking the truth. Start speaking the truth. We are literally in a war right now. That's no lie. You're in a war. You're in a war against lies. You're in a war against evil. The people running this world are set and determined to destroy this world for their own selfish greed, for their own selfish wants. All mainstream media does is report lie, 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 lie. And then they hire people for money to come up on Google, up on YouTube, all over the internet and spread lies and more lies and more lies and more lies and more lies. And so when he's coming up here, George Soros is coming up here and partnering with Google, who's already censoring people who are telling the truth, who are already shutting the truth down, and he's going to partner with them to give them more money to hire more people, to pay them money to keep the lie alive, to keep the lie alive. The only thing I can say is, people, you better wake your ass up. You better realize what's really going on here. Because if you don't, and you allow this to happen, then you can kiss your future goodbye. You can kiss your grandchildren's future goodbye. You can kiss your children's future goodbye. They have no future. Their future will be a slave, like in George Orwell's 1984, but even worse. Their future will be to be a puppet slave to some greedy, evil moron who thinks they need everything for themselves, who wants you to have absolutely nothing so they can have everything, who wants you to worship them like they're a god because they're that sick in the head, because they're literally that sick. These people need stopped. George Soros needs stopped. He needs locked up, and all of his funds need taken away from him and given back to the people of this world. The Illuminati, the Rothschilds, they need stopped. Their money needs taken away from them. The Jesuits need locked up. The Rothschilds need locked up. The Rockefellers need locked up. Your criminal politicians up in your government here in America need locked up. Your criminal politicians over in Canada need locked up. Your criminal politicians over in Europe needs locked up. We need to cross the globe with this one, and we need to lock these people up. So what needs to happen now is everybody that's ever had any thought about truth and wants what's right needs to come forward right now and start fighting back. Start fighting back. And the internet's not going to just be the answer. You're going to have to leave your house. You're going to have to print up flyers. You're going to have to pass flyers. You're going to have to pass CDs. Start burning truth onto CDs. Start passing them out for free, no charge, to wake as many people up as you can. And everybody's going to start standing together. If you all want to stay divided, and you think you can survive divided in a world of lies, then you will deserve what's going to come your way. Because what's coming your way is going to be the complete loss of everything you're used to. That's right, everything you're used to. You won't be driving a car no more. That's right, because they'll see to it. You know, they're headed to change resources around. They're not chasing after oil. They're chasing after lithium. Lithium. You watch and see. These people get their wants and they're going to shut down the oil industry. And why will they shut down the oil industry? Because by shutting down the oil industry, they take the gasoline away from you for your automobiles. And you can say, no, they would never do that. Yes, they will do that. You know why they'll do that? So that you're unable to travel. So that they can confine you to the areas you're in. Well, why would they do that? For control. For control. That's why. And believe me, they will. You don't stop this right now and step up to this, your future is going to be very blim. You're going to be back to the Western days. Your closest transportation will be a bicycle. You won't be going nowhere. You'll be pinned down by these criminals. There's not a lot I can say about this other than to tell you, you think the censorship's bad now? With this going on, the censorship's going to get a whole lot worse. And anybody telling the truth is going to be attacked hard to shut them up, to shut them up. That's why you got to start hitting the streets in every single town and every single city. Because they can't shut that up. They can't censor that. So for everybody out there, regardless of where you live, you're going to have to start hitting the streets. You're going to have to start talking to people and hitting the streets. And you're going to have to start pushing for truth. Pushing for truth. Pushing for truth. and attacking your media. Attack your media. Attack ABC, CBS, NBC, Fox, CNN. Protest your TV stations. Attack them. Attack them. Attack them. Attack them. And I'm not talking physical violence. Although this may end up having to go to physical violence. You may end up having to go to physical violence because there's going to be people that ain't going to care. There's going to be people that ain't going to use their head. They're not going to use common sense because they're getting paid the tool, money. And then people, you're helpless against people like that. And the end results for people like that will be exactly what I'm talking about. They will find out they've lost all of their freedoms. They will find out they've lost their transportation. They're pinned down where they're at. They'll find out that they're the perfect slave. And then when they get upset about it, they can go look in the mirror. Because they're the reason it happened. They are the reason it happened. Because they're becoming perfect order followers. Order followers. And not using their brain. Not using their brain at all. So the only thing I'm going to say is, people, you better wake up. You better step up to this. Because this is only going to get a whole lot worse. We're literally in a war right now. And that's no lie. This is a war. It's a war of truth versus lies. Truth versus lies. Because this screwball is not fighting fake news. What he's fighting is anybody that's telling the truth. He's not fighting fake news. Believe me. And if you want to think, oh no, he's fighting against the fake news, you've lost your mind. You're out of your head. Wake up and open your eyes. That's all they've been pushing for years now is lie after lie after lie after lie. They're not fighting fake news. They're fighting against people like myself. They're fighting against people that are telling the truth because they don't want the truth. They want the truth done away with so that they can get their agendas. They don't want you stepping up and fighting back. And the only thing I can tell you is we're going to end up having to hit the streets, people. You're going to have to hit the streets. And you're going to start pushing hard for truth. And you're going to start filing lawsuits against your media. Filing lawsuits against anybody and everybody that's part of this. I would say start by filing lawsuits against Google. That's right, file lawsuits against Google. File lawsuits against George Soros. File lawsuits against your government. Look for everybody and anybody that's involved in this and start suing their fucking pants off. And start suing their pants off. For corrupt laws. Sue law enforcement. Anybody that's involved in this. So this is deep. But if you don't go there and start fighting back, file lawsuits. Demand prosecution of the Clintons. Demand prosecution of the Bushes. That's right, of George Soros. And the list goes on and on and on because there's that many people involved. But it's the only way. Because if we don't do that, we've all lost and they've won.